What up? Happy Tuesday.
That was weak.
Man, I feel tired.
That was weak. You even started with a sigh.
I feel tired. I feel sleepy. I just want to relax.
He went back to bed this morning.
It's been a tough week. It's been a stressful week, I will say.
Oh, I hear that.
Oh, man. So, what is going on, everyone? I'm Shadell, co-host of PagingTheSimpsons. I'm joined by my lovely wife,
Lauren.
And yeah.
Why was your week
Another
stressful?
day in quarantine, another day dealing with work, another day just it's like those movies where you're living the day over and over, and it's just like you're just in a time loop. That's how I feel. Just more and more stress. So when these weekends come, I'm like, yes, a break. I don't want to do anything, or I want to do like the minimal like work, because yeah, I'm exhausted.
See, I feel like I'm stressed, but it doesn't feel like the same day every day because all my days are always different. But like this week was crazy because we had a tropical storm that like tons of people lost power, and at the same time I had to reschedule one of my people on my team because she thought she had COVID, and I'm like, well, so obviously we couldn't have her around a bride, and so I was like trying to reschedule while also dealing with rescheduling people who had no power. And so it was very like difficult because I'm like trying to reach people, but people are hard to reach, and like time was ticking away, and I'm like, well, I need someone on this wedding. Mm-hmm. So that was like the height of my stress, was just making sure everything went off. It went off without a hitch. It was great. It ended up being great. It was yesterday. Today we're recording on a Saturday. So it was a Friday wedding and everything worked out. I was on another wedding. It worked out. So we're good. But I was like, yeah, my stress was up this week. And it just like, it was one of those weeks where like everything was being thrown at you at once from all directions. So I was like, of course we lost. Of course a lot of people lost power. It just kind of added to the icing on the cake. So, but we made it. We're here today. We're going to have a good episode.
Well, I'm going to be as relaxed as possible.
AKA he's going to sound boring.
Man. All right. So before we get into everything, you know what we got to do, guys. So if you are watching the video version of this podcast, you will see that we are rocking our shirts from our Etsy shop. Currently, Lauren's rocking the, what is it, Lips with Lashes
Lashes and Lips t-shirt. It's gray, and it's a little loose on me because I'm that awkward in-between like size right now where medium is like a little snug, but large is a little loose, and so I'm in a large. But yeah, it's super cute. Look it.
Okay, wear it out.
I'm trying to show the lip part.
Okay.
So, but I like it. I like the lashes. They're nice and big and like prominent, and yeah, so I can represent.
Yeah. And I'm wearing one of the shirts, which is the Be Kind to Yourself shirt. It is freaking big because I was not expecting. Like, normally, my issue was, like, I just ordered some shirts from, what was it, like Kohl's or something, and they were like 3X. And, like, normally, like, if you look at me, I'm not like a, I don't know how you say it, like
super heavy,
like a chubby guy, whatever. I don't know, a bigger guy. When you say like 3X compared to like someone else, but like because of like
it's
how my like shoulders are and
it's
everything,
like
it's just like
he has broad shoulders.
So I was like, okay, since I just got some shirts at Kohl's that were 3X, might as well get this in 3X. And I messed up. When
it's also big.
When it says true to size, it is true. Like, I feel like I have to scale down to like a 2. I'm not sure if I want to push it with a 1X.
Right.
Or just regular extra large, I should say.
See, I don't know. I might try medium next just to see if it is too snug on me right now. But yeah.
So, just the shirt is just a reminder to myself, just to be kind to myself. We beat each other up. It's just a reminder when you pop it on and you look down and you just, you're going throughout your day. Just a calming thing, which I need right now.
Mine is a reminder that lashes are life. Even though I don't wear makeup in most of these podcast recordings. But trust.
So you can check out our Etsy shop. It's in the link in the description. Check it out. See what we have. I just started releasing limited fall items. Currently, there's a couple of coffee mugs.
Fall's gonna be here before we know it.
Coming September, I plan on putting out more like Halloween related items, coffee mugs, T-shirts, stuff like that.
What do you guys want to see? Do you want to see like more fall, kind of basic fall stuff? Do you want to see like, I don't know, super spooky Halloween, cute Halloween? What's like the vibe you guys like? Because I feel like there's different vibes to like fall stuff. So tell us what you want to see.
For the moment, I'm making cool things I think people would like.
Okay, I'm trying to be there for the consumer.
Me too. But yeah, so check that out. It's limited time, so throughout like each holiday or occasion that comes up, probably within like a month before that occasion comes up, we just want to put out limited items that we think people would enjoy and like, whether it's a gift or for yourself. So check that out. As time progresses, we'll always shout it out to say what content we have. So check out our limited time fall items on the Etsy shop. See if it's anything you like. Woo. One thing I will say, we're getting ready to order the shirts for August, because we order like whenever I make shirts, there's always like some that we like on it, like out of all the ones I've created. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna place an order for like one of the ones I like is a shirt that says Ambition. It's simple, but
cute.
It's me. I have some other shirts I want to create, and those will be going up, of course. There's a lot of things. I dig creating these designs, getting these shirts out to everyone. We've gotten a couple of reviews back, so I appreciate it. I appreciate the support since the shop's been open. It's great. But anything else on that?
Nope, that's pretty much it.
All right. So, guys, let's give you an update on TikTok. So, after our recording, it came out that Trump gave the okay to Microsoft that they can proceed, but he then signed an executive order saying by September 15th, if the deal with Microsoft does not happen, he's going to ban TikTok and any other Chinese apps. So WeChat, and WeChat's a big one because not a lot of you guys may know this, but like Facebook uses it, Tesla uses it. Who else? Someone else uses it. Like these companies use it to communicate, because that's what over in China, that's what they like use to communicate with. It's like their social media platform. So like you're cutting off this communication that these companies have with the people that are there.
Yikes.
With you banning it. So that's like the issue. Apple, I believe, uses it, of course.
Right.
So that
yikes.
It's like, cool. I don't know. I think this whole banning thing is stupid, because it's like, there's been no real proof that TikTok does what people are claiming it does. That's the whole thing.
Well,
here.
I think this is a bigger thing of the fact that China bans a lot of popular apps that we use here, and I just feel like it's one of those things where he's just trying to like do the same thing back.
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so at all. Well, China does that on its own just because they like having control.
Right.
Like it's nothing against the U.S.
Right.
It's like they just like controlling their people.
Right.
Trump's just doing it because he's Trump. There's no real reason.
But I feel like it's that thing being petty and just like one-upping, and yeah.
I also feel like he's salty after that rally, and it made him look stupid. When what do you call it? Like, they said like a bunch of people were going to be at this rally.
Oh, because
but they weren't.
Well, and I think that's the thing, because a lot of people on TikTok kind of set him up for failure, and so he's mad about that.
Like, there's so many things.
It's just like, then the trend was going around to like put tons of stuff in your cart on his website, and so it would show like sold out, but like no one actually bought anything.
And also, yeah, it's the content creators. Like, I just hopped on TikTok last night because you were playing it in the bedroom. So I'm like, let me hop on this and check. And like, I'm going through, and again, one of the guys I follow that like does the whole Trump stuff, like, it looks similar, does the voice, puts on the fake wig and all that stuff. Like, this guy's killing it, putting content up all the time, and it's just like, I'm just double tapping, like, this is funny, this is funny, this is fun. And it's like, yeah, he's not gonna like that because you're making fun of him.
But you know what's funny?
Like, the guy's very insecure.
Now, with Instagram Reels coming out, which is a direct copy of TikTok, like they do with everything else, they can just make the stuff on there. What are they going to do? They can't get rid of Instagram and Facebook and all that. So, I mean, whether Microsoft buys or not, whether TikTok goes or not, people are going to find a way.
Yo, yeah.
It doesn't stop anything. Like, maybe it delays, maybe it like changes their approach or whatever, but like they still gonna do
there was
what they're doing if that has the views.
There was
people will follow.
I'm seeing a lot of people on Instagram Reels like upload their content from TikTok because you can tell with the text and all that.
Right. Well, that's probably what I'm gonna do, honestly.
So I see a bunch of that happening. So it's bound to. But yeah, it's just gonna move over. Like it's not gonna change anything. Its content's still gonna stay the same. My gripe with Instagram Reels, one, obviously they stole, just like they stole from Snapchat.
Everything. They steal everything.
But also they need a separate app. I don't understand this whole thing where it's like you have to go to the person's profile and then keep swiping through.
I don't like it because the great thing about TikTok, the thing that keeps people on TikTok for hours is you just keep scrolling, and that your For You page is catered to your interests over time, so that you're usually not seeing any duds, and you keep just going and you enjoy the content, and it's a variety. And then you have the option to go to someone's profile if you want to like binge their stuff in particular. But with Instagram, you have to go to each individual profile to even see their reel. So, first of all, that takes way too much time. Second of all, I don't even know who's posting them right now. So what? I got to go check everybody's profile to see, like, what have you posted? No, it's too complicated. And, they need to update that quick, honestly. If they're trying to, like, get on this because of TikTok potentially going away, they need to fix that. They basically need to make it, even if they don't make a separate app, make it so... because you know how you swipe, right, to go to film like a story on Instagram, and then that's where you can upload the reel and stuff. I don't know, make it so you can swipe and just start like scrolling if you want to start seeing reels. That's all you got to do. Like, just make it the same kind of format. You already stole it, so it's like, well, might as well just completely copy it.
I don't know. And to touch on this briefly, along with, since we're talking about Trump, guys, anyone that is thinking about voting for Kanye, please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't.
Yeah. No one knows you're being funny, so like you don't have to.
And I say that because like New York Times put out an article this past week, and like they're saying how the Republicans are aiding Kanye to put a bid in for the 2020 ballot, all that stuff, and essentially putting Kanye there to split the vote, probably with black people. Let's be real. I never understood, first off, why people go like wait in line just to go and write in someone else's name instead of the two people that are running for president. Like, why? The
only way that's ever going to work is if we actually got like a solid independent, and there was a big majority of like a generation or something that agreed that they were all going to do it. Mm-hmm. That's like the only way it'll actually work. You have to come together in numbers. You have to give the independent a chance. Yep. So it's like these people that like 1,000 people vote for this random person. It does nothing. It does nothing but screw up what potentially could happen between the two candidates.
Dog, and I will say, again, not to get political, but we talk about current things that are happening in the world. And then Joe Biden's not helping himself with what he's saying, because he had some not so great black comments, and it's just like, dog, just stop talking. Like, I really, like, this country is crazy. I hate that I'm going on this like political like talking points for the moment, but rock with me for this. I just read news. I don't like to it really swing either which way. I'm just going by whatever. It's just whatever makes sense. And then like something came out probably from New York Times about how like Trump's advisors like had after they noticed that he wasn't reading the documents they were giving, like they would give him like, let's say 3 pages, and he'd probably read the first one and not the other 2. They had to stop like giving him certain things because I guess there was an options of like we can go to war and stuff like that. They had to like not suggest this to him because it would cause a war. Like it. Let me say this: when you have a boss that it just like doesn't seem to care about the company and is doing things however they want. Mm-hmm. And you have to sit there and like kind of cherry pick things to say, I'll show my boss this, I'll show him that, because they're kind of like set in their ways. That's bad.
Yeah.
That's essentially what it is.
That's true.
Like, it's just, dog,
true.
how do you really, like, trust someone that you have to be like, let me withhold this information because you may want to start a war for no reason?
It's one of those things where if you're scared of, like, a toxic person and, yeah, you have to tiptoe around them and you can't be your true self, then, like, that's a problem.
I'm just saying.
Stuff kind of hits the fan eventually.
I'm scared for this world. Because,
I think it was a TikTok, and I think I showed you how it was basically people playing on the fact they're like, when they were making fun of someone who was voting for Joe Biden, and they're like, oh, so you're voting for the old guy with dementia or something. And then the other person's like, for Trump, they're like, okay, but you're voting for the old guy with dementia who's racist. Like, there's no win here. Let's be quite honest.
Pretty much.
They're really, I think, in past years, a lot of people have always said that voting for the president is like voting for the lesser of two evils, which we've seen a lot. But I think it's never been this extreme where it really is. There's no, like, I feel like no one actually, well, I can't say no one. There's the people who are like brainwashed to believe that like one candidate is amazing when they're like not as amazing as they look. But it's like a lot of people don't believe. Yeah, they're not wholeheartedly like passionate about voting for either person, and it's kind of just like, ugh, like you're just kind of dreading the next 4 years no matter the outcome. Honestly.
Pretty much. And what I think is running this next part, like Joe Biden's set to announce his vice president pick this week of the podcast coming out, I believe. So that's going to be interesting. And essentially, that's what's going to push people to, like, vote. Because I'm not voting for Joe Biden. I'll vote for the VP if it's, like, it's going to be a woman. It seems like it's leaning more towards it being a black woman, which I'm cool with.
Okay.
And, yeah, I want some strong, like, lady that's gonna hold it down where it's like, yo, I don't have to worry about Biden, and then she's got it. That's essentially what I feel like everyone's looking for. Who's gonna be the person that's gonna bring stability to his crazy side? Because he says some wild comments that I'm just like, Joe Biden's not racist, but he's, I guess, ignorant, like similar to Trump, where they just say things and it's because they're in a certain age bracket. It's like your old grandfather and they're just saying some wild stuff, like.
And it's annoying because that often gets justified. Because I think that a lot of people, when they see someone who's older and maybe they're like half there and whatever, a lot of times you'll, especially if it is a family member, you'll like justify and you'll just be like, oh, he's just kind of losing it. He's just, whatever. He doesn't actually mean that. It's like, and it's annoying because it's like, okay, but we don't need that running a country. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's bad enough when it's your own grandfather or whatever, and they're kind of spoiling the family party or whatever. But, like, this is, I mean...
Pretty much.
You're making... And we've seen more than ever this year with the virus and with everything else. You're making very real life or death decisions in this job, in this career. So it's like... we need someone stable to do that. And I know that, like... I don't know, historically, the president is older-ish, but not like always. You don't have to be like ancient. You could be like 40 or 50 and be a president. I know that most of them have, decades under their belt of like being a senator or whatever. Like they kind of, they kind of built up, I guess, the resume.
People didn't like that. That's why we're here.
Yeah, and it's like, but... Yeah, but still, somehow we got someone who's up there in age. So, I don't know. It's very interesting because it's like...
I want a woman president. I'm going to tell you straight up, dog. I don't think we would have a lot of these issues that we would have with a woman president.
Say it again.
And I'm going to say a lot of people don't like it.
Again.
I was saying this to my mom a few weekends ago. A lot of people probably won't like it because, again, I feel like back to the last topic that we had last week about insecure men. But, yeah, I could totally see AOC running for president in, like, 2024.
People aren't going to like that because people are very heated on her. That's the problem.
People are afraid of independent women that handle their own.
I would like to see it. I loved her response a couple weeks ago to that man. Like, it was a whole, like, 10-minute speech, and, like, it was viral, and it was amazing. It was what all of us women feel, like, on an actual, daily basis. And that's exactly it, is to have someone who can represent us legitimately, understand our perspective and what we've been through. That's huge. We've never seen that. And she's just, to be an independent woman is scary to a lot of people. It's intimidating.
Exactly.
It's amazing, though.
And that's why she's going to get a lot of pushback if she was to run, but I'm down for it. Like, that's not like another thing.
And again, so see, she's younger. But if you build that what is it called?
Following.
Sure. I don't know the word I'm looking for. But, like, yeah, if you can build to a place where you're well known enough, you don't have to be 50, 60, 70 years old to get elected. I think, what is the age? 35? How old is she? Maybe it would have to be 2028.
I mean, you can easily Google this to find out.
Why did I think she was like 29 or something really young?
I feel like maybe she's in her early 20s. Not early, I mean late 20s. Probably early 30s. Like, I wouldn't be surprised, like 29, 30.
Yeah, she's 30. So if it's 35, she'd have to wait till 2028.
We can make 34 happen. I really don't understand. Who cares? What is 1 year going to do a different? Like, it's so stupid.
You know what? We've seen crazier things.
By the time I get in there, I'm going to be 35. Like, shoot, just let me in.
Like, that's true.
Yeah. That's just my take on it. But before we hop on to the next topic of women empowerment, talking about Megan and Cardi, don't vote for Kanye.
Yeah.
Don't do it. All right. So, on to more women empowerment here.
I love it.
So, Cardi and Meg Thee Stallion dropped
WAP.
Wet Ass Pussy.
Oh, okay. We going all out.
Yeah.
Explicit version.
I was thinking about playing the song and breaking down lyrics for you guys, but I'm like, I don't know.
Can I just say I love how on Twitter they were like, on release day, they're like, oh, my timeline right now, and they went with the original music video. WAP, 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 WAP. That's what I was thinking too when I first saw it.
I'm gonna just give you guys a rundown on how my day went Friday when the song came out. So I wake up, I go to the gym at like at 6:00. So I wake up, it's about like 4:45, 5:00 ish, and I'm sitting here just drinking some pre-workout, watching some YouTube videos, and I'm like, let me look at the new songs that come out every Friday. So I see, and Cardi and Meg are at the top for the new song, and I'm like, let me pause my video and check this out. I hit play, and right off the jump, all you hear, there's some whores in this house, there's some whores. I'm just like, okay. And then Cardi goes off with her first verse, and it's just like, oh, that's what we're talking about. And then Meg goes on with her verse, and then it's just like, oh. And then Cardi comes over with her next verse, which is like, ah. And then, yeah, you guys know. I'm just like, wow.
He was shook, and it was hilarious. So I got up later, and then he's telling me about this, but I had to, like, get ready and leave the house. So I didn't have time to, like, listen to it. So I listened to it after I was done working, and I got back. And so he shows me the music video first, which is the edited version.
Best believe when that dirty version comes out, I'm watching that all over again.
And, it was like he made, okay, first of all, when he said he was shook, I instantly knew what this was going to be about. Plus, it's Meg Thee Stallion. So, like, he's all talking about how he's shook, but I'm like, she's known for, like, the empowerment and, like, talking about, eating the box and everything and all that stuff that men always talk about in reverse, but somehow when a woman does it, you're shook. So it's like, exactly.
No, it's not. It's okay. So here's the thing. At least in rap, I can't speak for any other genres. Women have talked about this. Obviously, you had Little Kim, Foxy. You had these back in the past.
But a lot less than men.
This song probably would not have flowed back in the early 2000s. I feel like
we've evolved. Jeez. It's about time.
And just to hear what they were saying, I'm just like, whoa.
No, so I saw that, right? Music videos, it's whatever. It's expected. Kylie Jenner should have never been in the music video. That was a thing. But then people are like claiming that it's smart because everybody's talking about it. So it gets like more views and listens and stuff. But I don't know. So, all right. Then we listened to the explicit version on Spotify. And I'm like, okay, like I thought it was great. And I also thought a couple parts were hilarious. And yeah. So I'm here for it.
It's funny.
It's the hoe anthem we all needed.
So I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast, and they were breaking it down. And it's just again, it's for you, it's nothing, but to hear another guy like break this down, Joe's like funny because she's like, what Cardi say? She's like, I don't need a garden steak. I need an anaconda, something like that. Mm-hmm. And Joe's like, oh, you're not talking about me. I'm just like, oh damn, you call it. Like throughout they're just breaking it down and like they're just like, oh, I don't think she's talking about me, but the next lyrics that's it. I don't know. It's just it's kind of a guy putting themselves down, but it's like like you don't get what I mean. Okay,
I get it.
I hate you. It's funny. Goddamn, I feel like I'm going to talk about guys with that, or guys that are secure about themselves with that. Let me preface that.
Oh my god!
But yeah, it was a great video. I love that it was shot in 4K because you do not see a lot of videos shot in 4K.
It was, yeah, very clear,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh. I love 4K content
on his 4K TV.
I love 4K content so much. Yeah, I love it, and I assume this is a single that she's putting out, and she's later, maybe the next month or so, too.
Yeah, she said something. There was I saw a tweet, something she interviewed somewhere about some album that there's going to be other stuff out. I forget what it was, but yeah, there's going to be like more collabs and different stuff. So
I'm with it.
Yeah. I honestly, when we first heard that the two of them were coming out with a collab earlier in the week, I'm like, of course they are. Like, it wasn't a surprise to me. I feel like it's two like powerhouses coming together.
Yeah, but the thing you sent me when it's like, so Meg's collabed with Cardi, Beyonce, and Nicki.
Yeah.
So she just needs Rihanna, and I'm just like,
that's wild.
That'd be crazy.
That's wild because also what? She's still newer. Hasn't she only popped off the past like year or two?
About 2 or 3.
So it's like, in perspective, to be able to say that you have all that under your belt.
I believe she signed to Jay-Z's label.
That's huge though. Like, she's skyrocketed. Yeah. But I like it because like that's the thing. She's known for this stuff. Cardi's like, I feel like less known for, I guess, outwardly as that was. But
Cardi
also,
says things, but
right.
Meg is just like straight to the point with it. Cardi will make her like little one-liners.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So yeah. I feel like I expected it because Meg was on it, and then I'm like, Cardi's not far behind. It's not like it's weird for her. So it's like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I'm here for it though.
Dog. One thing I have to mention, I didn't save it. So you know how like Kylie's like walking through the house, whatever. You should see that like quick couple seconds. They're like, you want to know what Kylie did after she like opened that door? Mm-hmm. They switched to that clip.
Rise and Shine.
Yeah, and I'm just like, that is so funny.
I saw that. I also saw another where there was this lady. And she was like, and she like closed the door, locked it, and she walked away. And I'm like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and then they did that. I saw one where they took out Kylie and they put in Chris Tucker from like a movie he did a long time ago where he was wearing like leopard print and all that. Yeah, it's a great song. I'm here for it. This is funny. Joe Budden and his group were saying they should drop a remix, and it should have Sweetie, Nicki, like all these women like on it, because like you want to hear what they're gonna say, because they all have this. Sweetie she just didn't My Type tap in. Janae does it in her nice little soft spoken voice on like her past album. Like, I want to hear like a huge remix on this song of just like straight women.
It's funny.
I feel like that would be amazing.
It's funny because Watch. All your like vanilla friends are even gonna like this song.
Vanilla friends.
Yeah, like all the friends that you think are just like vanilla sex. And you gonna be surprised.
Yo, imagine you going on Facebook and seeing like someone you know that's like just
oh no.
like you don't know their life, but you know they're a pretty like quiet person and they just share the song.
Oh, it's always the quiet ones, honey.
They're just like, I really like this song.
It's always the quiet,
like,
or they quote a line. I feel like it's
extra large and extra hard. Yo, I was saying there's a lot of quotables that you're gonna see within the next like month or so that are gonna be just on Instagram on every girl's caption.
I died at the dangly thing in the back of my throat line. I died. That was hilarious because everybody calls it that. Nobody calls it what it's actually called.
You're gonna see pictures on Instagram captions with this girl and her boyfriend, and she's like, "Swipe your nose like a credit card."
Get that beard wet.
Mm-hmm. I'm just like, damn. A lot of lines. I liked how there was so many quotes that you could just take and just slap on or something. That's the part that's like crazy.
Yeah, I'm just picturing all the people or like the people who really are vanilla, and they're just like, and they hear this and they're like, I want to try something new, and they go to hubby, and they're just like, surprise. He doesn't even know what happened, but he's like, I'm not mad about it.
There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this. I want to know who just laid the vocals on that.
Yeah, that's awkward.
It just repeated through the whole
weird.
song.
It's weird.
Do you know the dancers at the end? I don't know these people. Well, I know one of them, but Naomi was one of the girls that were one of the dancers. I didn't know it was till after. And then some other one, I believe she's a singer also, Roselia.
Okay.
You don't know at least. I know Naomi.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or Normani, right?
Oh, that was one of them?
Yeah, she was in black and white. And the other girl was like Rosalina. She was the one in red, and she's popular because she had like 2 million followers. So like
Rosalia.
Yeah.
Her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh, I didn't know that. But I was like, that's cool. And then I'm not sure if they had some other, I think 1 or 2 other girls in that. But I'm like, oh, shout out to them. I'm telling you, I would love a remix of just straight women on that. Okay. You know how crazy that would be?
That'd be a very long song.
There was a song that came out probably at the beginning of this year called Thought Box. All women on it. Oh my God.
No.
It was similar. It was similar to this, and they killed it. And I kind of want to go watch this video after this podcast now, because it's just like they were rapping similar to this, but I think Cardi just took it to the next level. All right. Anything else on this?
They said all the things that we want to say but can't.
And now you can just play this song, and yeah.
I still think of WAP, 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 WAP.
Okay.
Because that's like the original.
Okay.
But like I see why they had to name it that. They had to abbreviate, you know.
Yeah, but also help for the surprise of you not knowing what it's gonna be until you play.
That's true. That's true, because I was like, what the heck does that mean?
Yeah.
That's
true. I feel like they probably could have called it that, but
I don't think they could have listed that everywhere, because you
just block it out.
the little stars.
Yeah, there's been popular songs I'm pretty sure that you can just block out. One thing I want to mention before we hit on some relationship topics here, an article from Bloomberg came out saying that the NASDAQ valuations say that you'll be stuck at home for a long time. If you're not familiar, I'm talking about the stock market. The NASDAQ is the top 100 tech companies. And yeah, currently in the stock market, things have been shooting up as far as like any tech stocks, your Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Microsoft, like all that stuff. They've been getting crazy, like new all-time highs like every day. And yeah, it's because you're stuck at home and you're using these services nonstop, and they continue to kill it in each quarter. They're meeting their earnings and expectations, and that's kind of bad.
Okay.
I bring this up because if we're sitting here and being like, man, Zoom a year ago was not worth, what is it, like 400 a share right now, and a year ago it was probably what, 20, 50, somewhere around there.
Well, yeah.
And it's like, damn. If you're thinking this is gonna be worth like even more going into next year, that's crazy. And this kind of sucks because I feel like a lot of us have this timeline of the coronavirus being stuck in this for like the next year, or not the next year, sorry, like to the end of this year, and somehow magically it's gonna end in January.
Oh, no, I don't.
That's kind of how I feel like a lot of people have it in their minds, like, oh yeah, this year's a wash.
That's what people hope. But
I don't see what we're doing that's going to change going into 2021.
No, me personally, it's a hope, right? Because I really don't want to have to deal with next year's wedding season and have to do the same thing again. But when it comes to early spring, maybe all of spring of next year, it's kind of a question mark if that's going to happen again, because a lot of things based on when a vaccine comes out, based on if it picks up again for the colder months, things like that. So it's one of those that I really hope not, because I don't know how much longer I can deal with the constant rescheduling of everybody, not just like one or two, like all of them. So that's my perspective. It's a hope, but we don't know right now. So, and it also doesn't surprise me because a lot of companies have said, I mean, most people are going to be working from home through the end of this year. But then like big companies like Google and stuff, didn't they say their employees will be working home till like, what, June of next year or something?
Yeah, everyone has
a lot of people have put,
year.
yeah, exactly. A lot of people have put mid next year already. So, I mean, it doesnn't surprise me what they're saying about that.
I'm still waiting to see what my work's going to do, because the idea was we'll start looking into going back to the office August 23rd, 31st. Goddamn.
I don't think so.
And like, I feel like it may, if anything, it may be an optional thing.
Yeah, I think so too. Because really, why do you need to? You know what I mean? If you are not one of the ones that actually needs to, then don't.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't make sense. Why possibly contribute to a bigger problem if you don't actually have to?
Pretty much.
So.
And I'll stay home because I'm saving time and money. All right. So we're going to hop into some relationship advice here. And this one is an interesting one because it's what everyone has been pretty much doing for this last 3 months, which is opening up a podcast account on Anchor or on
we were ahead
things.
of the curve. Look at that.
Just because, hey, I don't have anything else happening, might as well start a podcast with me and my friends and all that stuff, which I don't knock anyone. Yeah, do it. I'm just keeping consistent. That's all I gotta say.
Well, yeah, with anything, you need to be consistent to see results.
Have not missed a day yet.
And that's saying a lot for some of the days we've recorded. I've been going through it sometimes.
So this one is about a girlfriend that's asking, how does her boyfriend, how do you stop your boyfriend from dropping out of law school to be a full-time podcaster?
Oh.
She goes on to say, we've been together for 2 years. She is 22, he's 23. They moved, she said 1,200 kilometers, which I have no idea what that is.
So they might not be in the U.S.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
To be with him in February, and things were great until May, when my boyfriend and his friends started a sports podcast. At first, it was just a hobby, and my boyfriend is a big podcast nerd, so it was really nice to see him do something like that so much. What?
That's 745 miles, in case anyone's in the U.S.
I
was just curious.
A long distance. But then he started getting more and more invested and stopped watching his remote classes and studying to dedicate his full time to his podcast. He is seriously considering dropping out of law school because he can't concentrate on both studying and running a podcast. And he would rather do what he loves, which would be fine if what he loved wasn't a 2-month-old podcast with barely 30 listeners and the same content of at least 100 other podcasts. She goes on to say, on top of that, his parents, in quotes, not in quotes, in parentheses, who pay our rent, got it, nice, like damn, are threatening to cut us off if he goes through with this. He just says his parents are going to take us in, but I really don't want to live with live with my parents-in-law, and I'm an intern in a big expensive city. I can't pay rent with my wages. And she's like, I can't F off back to my town due to COVID restrictions. And even if I could, I don't have the money. So really, how do I convince him that this is the worst idea ever? I've tried reasoning and explaining, but he really believes they are going to break through. They are good, but it's just not easy to make a living off these things.
So,
what do you have to say about someone that has been in school for... I would assume you've been in school for a while.
Well, if you're if you're in actual law school,
you've been in law school for a while. You just started a podcast during this height of Corona, and you're thinking about now dropping out of law school.
Here's the only reason why I'm torn is because when it comes to starting a business, there's like two types of people. There's the people who say screw everything else and dive full force into it, and then there's the people who kind of build their way up on the side while doing what you need to do to like make income or like have a regular job or go to school or whatever. So I've always been the person that I played it safe while building my business, because I was just scared to go all in and just be like, hey, I'm just gonna not make money for a while because I'm gonna force myself to make money through the business, which is the idea behind it. I always had a lot of respect for people who could just jump in completely and somehow make it. So it's one of those where sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. That's another reason I went with the safer route, because I'm like, it may take slightly longer to get where I want to be with the business. But in the meantime, I can pay my bills, I can save some money, I can be ready. For me, that really worked out. So I'm torn because, again, I don't know what type of person he is. I don't know if there's real potential there to skyrocket as fast as he needs to if he goes all in. It also depends on his work ethic. How much is he actually going to put into it? If he does quit law school, if this is all he has, is he going to work enough for it to be successful? I would say if you're already in law school and if you're soon to be finished, I would just finish, because one, that's a lot of debt you're already in.
I have updates on that.
Okay. And two, I mean, that's a hell of a good degree to have as a backup. I have a degree as a backup, which does not pay well. So I would say, like, if you're already going to get that. But then I feel for him because I totally wholeheartedly know what it's like to be doing a job or going to school or whatever, and all the while you're thinking, I just want to do what I love. I'm tired of being here. This doesn't make me happy day after day. I just want to do what I love. That was me for years. For years and years, I was not fulfilled. I felt really bummed and sad that I couldn't just be in my business and do it every day. But at the same time, I think that made me have a much bigger appreciation when I finally got here. So, I don't know. So, those are kind of my thoughts of why I go kind of back and forth, and it depends on the type of person you are.
So an update on this. So he was previously in med school, then he dropped out because he didn't like it.
Oh my god!
So
you got into both med and law school.
So he went into law school.
You smart.
So, and this girl also said none of them have any school debt. The school is public and free where they live, so there's no worries.
Okay, where do you live?
I mean, probably not in the U.S.
I know, but like, where do you live? Because we all gonna move there.
Probably not.
Oh my gosh! Look at that! It is actually possible.
So, yeah.
Okay, we'll scrap that part. You got lucky there.
As much as you like, I think it's a lot to like focus on focus on law school and run a podcast. My issue is when you run a podcast, especially one about sports that everyone is doing. Granted, yeah, what we do is not like anything separate, but sports is a common thing. You have to have something that separates you. And then my next issue is having a podcast with a group of my other guy friends and not knowing, like, that's another issue of like, Man, what happens if there's a falling out or if one guy decides I'm not doing the podcast anymore? So it's like, I totally get it. Like, yeah, you're not paying for med school, so you don't see the burden. It's just wasted time. You have to brush off. But it's kind of stupid. Be like, yo, I'm going to go work on this podcast and, say screw, what do you call it? Say screw law school. Mm-hmm. I can't, like, if you're doing a podcast by yourself and you, within the few months that you've been doing it, you're seeing, like, some good listens, all that stuff, responses from people. See how that goes for a year. Yeah. Then be like, okay. Yeah. But, like, to be like, yo, I'm 2 months in and I want to drop school and focus on podcasting, especially on sports where it's already, like, a saturated, like, market. And if you're not bringing anything, like, different to that, it's like you're just another sports podcast.
And keep in mind, a lot of people when they start businesses have full-time jobs, part-time jobs, full-time school, part-time school, whatever combo there is. A lot of people have their different baskets of life kind of happening. That's not necessarily a bad thing. So when it comes to business, yeah, you may be working harder for a while because you have an extra job, because you have extra school on top of trying to build something from the ground up. It's not a bad thing because it kind of shows yourself and others how serious you are about making this happen. Because if you're going to use your spare time when you're tired or you're whatever to build something, which a lot of people don't do. A lot of people have 9-to-5s. That's it. They're done for the day and they're going to just do what they do for the rest of their life. So if you have something that you're building extra on top of that, it's good. It can be tiring and stressful, but for a short while, even if that's a year or two, it's doable. You would be so surprised what you can make happen if you're actually passionate about something and you want to make this a reality. So that's kind of my 2 cents there too. You kind of do have to go through a bit of a struggle.
Yeah.
Come on, business has sacrifice. Let me tell you.
Before I jump, I totally get it. I'm one of the people that once I think of something, I want to put my all in it, and I have a major problem with that, and then I may jump out of it. So over time, I've kind of learn to focus and stay with it. This podcast, again, we have not missed an episode for the past year and a half that we've done this podcast, no matter what.
And it's not always easy. I was sick sometimes me and him were meh with each other. There's stuff that happens, there's life that happens, but
I would say,
excuse me,
I wouldn't rock with it. I feel like you're jumping the gun. I still can't get behind it to say yo, you should do this. No, you need to be in it for a year,
right? Give it a solid year or two of it being extra stress. As much as that sounds annoying, like I said, it kind of proves yourself. I feel like if you're not willing to put the time in for it to be more stressful, and I'm talking about this in a business term because clearly you're going to need to make money from this if this is all you're going to be doing, so it can become a full-fledged business. And with any kind of business, there's a lot of sacrifice and there's a lot of stress. And the funny thing is, people think when they go into business, they're like, oh, I'm going to have so much more time and freedom and all this stuff. No, honey. If anything, it's more stressful once you're in it full time. But prepare yourself, test yourself, see how serious you are about this for a while. Prove to yourself, no, this is really what I want to do. Because I think personally for me, that helped a lot. It helped a lot that not only did I go through the jobs that I hated and that I felt so unfulfilled and sad every day, and I just longed for the day I could be in this every day. It made me appreciate it more when I got there. No, I'm not. And, with the virus and everything happening this year, it proved to me that I'm not going down without a fight. This is my baby. I've built this so hard. And it's So I think there's something to be said that you can be proud that you worked your ass off for a while. and got somewhere. So I'm saying, I don't know law school. I get it. Law school sounds a whole other level of stress, and I totally respect that. But if, say it's just law school, and maybe you don't even have a job outside of that or something, make the podcast like your part-time job for a while and see how it goes.
I would like to also touch on check on your friends. Make sure that there's a clear understanding that we're not going to break and this is going to be our focus, and we need to make sure we're all on the same page. And if I sense that you are not, please get out of this podcast. Like, that's it.
And to be quite frank, have a backup plan that you're going to do your own podcast. I don't think it's a bad idea to have your own podcast on the side starting, in case that doesn't work out long term.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because that's my thing. Like, oh man, we have it's me and my 3 other guy friends, and it's 4 of us, and it's great. But you don't know how it's gonna be, and if they feel like things aren't gonna play out the way that you think they are, and after a year of this maybe not going anywhere, because for us when we started this podcast, I was like straight up, I'm like, we may not see anything happen for like a year or 2 or whatever, and it's just like, at the end of the day, we wanted to make sure that podcast was something that we like to do, and that's why I enjoy doing it. Where it's just me and you talking, and it's not. There's no expectation. It's just us having a conversation, stuff that we normally do, just putting it out there for everyone else to listen in.
Right. So do something you thoroughly enjoy.
So if your friends do not feel the same and are just looking at it for the money perspective, then yeah, you should probably head out, because that's not going to happen for a long time, if that.
Right. And so the business I'm talking about also it's not the podcast, in case anybody's just starting to listen into our episodes. I'm talking about my successful beauty business that I run in real life and have been doing for 10 years. So yeah, so like I know a thing or two about the sacrifice that goes into it and kind of how to play it. So just treat your podcast like a business. That's my thoughts there. But it's okay if it's part-time for a while too. It's okay if you cannot do it as much as you like for a while. And also, be serious about it without making money. Because, in any business, you might not make money for years. Yeah. Like, you might not be able to pay yourself for years because you have expenses or whatever. But keep going. It'll get there eventually.
I'm debating if I want to even touch on this next one.
Oh, there's another.
Or just let it chill, because we're good on time. We're good on time, What are you thinking? This is a bit of a long one. I feel like we can hold it back for you guys for next week's episode.
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
It will be a tease.
Oh, man. So, I gotta say, at the beginning of this podcast, I was feeling like tired, drained, all that stuff. I feel a little bit more lively.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
My presence is a gift.
Exactly. So is mine.
No, it's not.
Clearly, my present helped to pep you up. You're welcome.
You had that WAP? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're telling me?
Okay, that's a little explicit.
All right, guys. We're going to wrap this bad boy up. Yeah, as always, again,
you know what?
Gotta advertise this.
Hold on. It's WAP energy, okay? Just like big dick energy. Now it's WAP energy. Okay. That's a thing for us ladies
you
now.
You go and hashtag that on your next picture you put on Instagram. Big WAP energy over here, girls.
I'm serious. That's like the equivalent. It's great. I love it.
Like I said, guys, check out our Etsy shop. Link in the description. You'll find the Be Kind to Yourself shirt that I'm rocking today. You also find the shirt that Lauren's rocking, Lips with Lashes shirts.
I say lashes with lips.
Whatever it's titled on Etsy. You can get those shirts on there. A lot of other great content coming up on Etsy. We're working on more stuff. Like I said, limited items are going up, so we have mugs going. Probably some shirts.
Lots of wedding stuff, too.
Yeah. I really like, which I'm waiting for someone to start ordering this so I can put them together. But like the custom pillows, looking forward to like those, because I feel like those would be great for like an anniversary gift. Like, I may even do one for us.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Like, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. check out our Etsy shop. A lot of great stuff happening. Limited time fall items are going live on the shop, already there for you to check out. And then as Halloween comes, and then Christmas and Thanksgiving, we'll focus on Thanksgiving.
Fall.
We'll focus on Christmas after come November. Just hitting these occasions for different content.
And hopefully we can all go to our family parties by then.
I mean, I'm going regardless of Corona. I am not missing out on some bomb-ass food.
He wants to give me the Rona.
But you can go and stay in the garage or something. You can stay far away from me. Dog. Oh,
sir, you can go to the garage.
Feels like we just had Thanksgiving freaking.
I know, it's really weird. This year is kind of
we've been stuck in the house.
Time is a thing. It's like
we've been stuck in the house longer than we've had time outside of the house. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I'm just here, and I'm seeing on Instagram, like, different friends I follow, like, they're out still drinking, living their lives, all that stuff,
partying, and
like, guys,
they're the reason we're gonna have a second wave. It's great.
But all right, I'm gonna probably go pass out now.
Again?
I don't know how I feel. Like, don't judge me. Like, goddamn, let me live. It's my weekend. I bust my ass Monday through Friday, 9 to sometimes 6, but if not, then 5.
That's cute.
You know what? Screw you.
Remember what I was saying about business?
I have water right here. Do you want to get wet?
Big WAP energy.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you next time. Once again, I am Shadell, co-host of Paging the Simpsons. I'm joined by my lovely wife,
Lauren.
Yeah, we'll see you next week with this WAP energy.
Big WAP energy.
Yeah.
Bye.
Peace out.